Welcome to the deep dive. For this dive, we're focusing completely on one particular text. It's a book that makes a pretty bold claim, actually. It says the greatest power you'll ever find isn't, out there somewhere looking for approval or things. It's already inside you fully. And if you're listening now, maybe you recognize that feeling, that quiet, heavy sense of self-doubt, that little voice inside that keeps whispering, you're just not enough. It's exhausting, isn't it? Drains so much energy.
It really does. And this book, it suggests the reason this message is hitting home for you right now, well, it's because you're ready for a different way of seeing things. We've sort of been taught that success comes from struggle, right? From getting that external nod of approval.
Yeah, definitely.
So the mission today really is to unpack the specific, actionable steps this book lays out. How to actually dissolve that inner inferiority thing and start deliberately drawing in the life you want, the successful life.
Okay, so let's start with this great misunderstanding then. What exactly is this inferiority complex, according to this book? Because it feels pretty solid sometimes.
Well, that's what's so interesting. The book completely reframes it. It argues that most of us treat it like a permanent diagnosis, something fundamentally wrong with us.
Right, like it's just part of who I am.
Exactly. But this book insists it's not a permanent state. It's not even really a thing you possess. It's simply a habit of thought.
A habit. Okay. That sounds, less daunting than a diagnosis, but is it maybe too simple? I mean, these feelings run deep. It feels like more than just, say, bad posture you need to fix.
Oh, it's much deeper than posture, for sure. But the comparison the book makes is more like learning to ride a bicycle or any ingrained physical skill. It's a cognitive groove. You've practiced thinking and feeling inferior so consistently, maybe without even realizing it, that your mind just runs that program automatically. It's efficient.
Like a worn path in the grass. Easier to walk down that path and forge a new one.
Precisely. And the book talks about how it starts, often small. A careless word from someone important, maybe a teacher or parent.
Or comparing yourself constantly to others, especially now with social media.
Right. That plants this tiny seed of doubt. And every single time you replay that negative thought or agree with it, you're watering that seed. The groove gets deeper.
The book uses a really great analogy here, the sunglasses one.
Ah, yes. The gray tinted sunglasses. It's perfect, isn't it?
It really clicks. The idea is you put these inferiority sunglasses on ages ago and you've just forgotten you're wearing them.
So the world outside might actually be vibrant, full of potential, opportunity.
But through those lenses, everything just looks dull, maybe a bit threatening, definitely not full of possibility for you.
And the crucial point is, the problem isn't the world. It's the filter. It's the lens.
So the first big step, the book says, is just realizing the glasses are on. Stop identifying with the feeling.
Exactly. Shift from saying, I'm inferior, which is like an identity statement.
To observing, I'm having a thought right now that feels like inferiority.
Yes. That little bit of separation, that space between you and the thought. That's where your power comes back in. That's where choice becomes possible again.
Okay, that makes sense. Recognizing the filter is huge. But then, how do you actually change the view? How does this book connect that inner shift to, actual outer success?
Right. So that takes us into the core principle the whole thing rests on.
That's
Resonance.
Resonance, okay.
And the author is very clear. This isn't just some nice, fluffy philosophy. It's presented as basically applied physics, universal law. Everything vibrates. Thoughts, feelings, your chair, this conversation. Everything has a frequency. And your dominant personal frequency. That determines what you experience.
Okay, vibration can sometimes sound a bit out there for people. Does the book ground this?
It does, very practically. It uses the tuning fork example.
Ah, right, the two tuning forks.
Yeah, imagine you have two forks, both tuned precisely to the same note, let's say middle C. If you strike one fork, making it vibrate, the other one, even if it's across the room untouched, it has to start vibrating too. Sympathetically.
Like attracts, on a frequency level.
Exactly. It's just physics.
So connecting that back, if life itself is like that second impartial tuning fork.
Then your dominant emotional state, what you feel most of the time, that's the signal you're sending out. That's the first tuning fork you're striking.
Wow. So if I'm constantly, maybe unconsciously, vibrating with feelings of lack or fear or I'm not good enough.
Then life, acting like that second tuning fork, it has no choice, really. It must bring you circumstances that match that feeling. Missed opportunities, maybe rejections, financial struggles, things that seem to prove the feeling right.
So my outer world is just mirroring my inner world perfectly.
Perfectly and impartially. That's the key insight from the book. which is why you are the conductor of your own experience, your feelings. That's the baton.
So changing the experiences that show up means changing the signal first. Deliberately choosing to feel worthy, capable, before anything outside changes.
That's the only way, according to this text. You have to generate the feeling first to attract the matching reality.
Okay, that sounds incredibly powerful, but also like it requires serious mental discipline. Which I guess brings us to transformation one, becoming the master of your mind.
Yes, and this is critical. The book says most people's minds are just running wild, like a runaway horse dragging them through thorny bushes of negativity.
That's a vivid image.
Isn't it? So we have to grab the reins. And the book gives a clear three-step process: awareness, interruption, and replacement.
Let's break that down. Awareness first. The book suggests being a detective of your own thoughts for 24 hours. That sounds intense, maybe a bit overwhelming.
It can seem that way, but the advice is to start simply. You're not trying to catch every single fleeting negative thought. You're looking for the big ones, the recurring narratives.
The main stories you tell yourself.
Right. So awareness is step one. The detective. Actually write them down. Things like, I'll never be able to afford that, or who might even try this?
Just seeing it written down must be powerful.
It is. It objectifies the thought. It shows you it's separate from you. That's the first bit of disempowerment.
Okay, so you become aware. Then step two, interruption. Breaking the spell, as the book puts it. Why is this so important?
Because a negative thought, left unchecked, gathers momentum. It triggers emotions, which trigger more thoughts. It becomes an avalanche. You have to stop it early.
How?
The book insists on something physical and immediate, a pattern interrupt. It could be literally snapping your fingers.
Really? Like that?
Yeah, or saying stop out loud or cancel. The physical action jolts your brain just for a second. It halts that automatic negative pathway. It gives your conscious mind, your prefrontal cortex, a moment to step in.
Okay, so it creates a brief gap, but you can't leave a vacuum, right? The old thought will just creep back in.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which leads straight to step three, replacement, the new affirmation. This is where the actual reprogramming happens.
And the book is specific about how to do this, isn't it?
Very specific. The replacement has to be immediate, and crucially, it must be in the present tense. This is key.
Why present tense?
Because, the book argues, your subconscious mind and nervous system respond to what is, not what will be. Saying, I hope I'll be successful someday, actually reinforces the current lack of success.
Ah, I see.
But when you affirm, powerfully, I am focused, I am capable, I am attracting success now, even if it feels like a stretch initially, your brain starts registering that as a current reality. It begins building those new neural pathways.
So instead of, I wish I was more confident, it's, I celebrate my unique strengths and talents right now.
Precisely. You're actively retraining your mind, turning it from a magnet for doubt into a high-frequency transmitter for what you do want.
Okay, mind mastery is transformation one. Then we accelerate things with transformation two. Living from the goal achieved. This is the one I think trips people up. If I'm stressed about bills, how do I genuinely feel abundant? Isn't that just lying to myself? Feels fake.
That's a really common, understandable sticking point, and the book tackles it directly. It says you don't try to generate the feeling based on your current reality. That's backwards. You generate the feeling first. The feeling is the cause, the creative spark. Your imagination is the tool. The book calls it your creative workshop.
Or the preview theater of your life.
Yes. So you set aside time, maybe 10, 15 minutes a day, and you don't visualize the struggle or the process. You visualize the end result, the goal already accomplished.
Can you give a concrete example? Make it sensory.
Sure. Let's say your goal is graduating with honors. You close your eyes. You don't picture studying hard. You picture feeling the weight and texture of the diploma in your hands.
Okay.
You hear the applause, the cheers from your family. You feel that deep surge of pride, accomplishment, maybe relief. You make it as real and emotionally intense as possible.
And the book says the brain can't tell the difference.
Between a vividly imagined experience, charged with emotion, and a real one. Apparently not. Your nervous system registers it as having happened. You start to become a vibrational match to that reality before it physically manifests.
Wow. Okay, so train the mind, train the feeling state, and then transformation three, gratitude, comes in as the amplifier.
Exactly. The supreme power of gratitude. The book calls it the ultimate accelerator. And also the ultimate antidote to negativity.
Why?
Because you literally cannot feel grateful and feel inferior or lacking at the exact same time. The frequencies are incompatible. They cancel each other out.
Right. gratitude is inherently a feeling of abundance, of having enough.
Precisely. When you genuinely say thank you for what I already have,
Mm-hmm.
the underlying message to the universe or your subconscious is, I have enough. I am provided for. And the response tends to be, oh, you appreciate things. Here's more to appreciate.
So the book recommends a daily gratitude practice, non-negotiable.
Absolutely non-negotiable. Every morning, ideally before you even look at your phone, list 5 specific things you're genuinely grateful for.
And it has to be felt, right? Not just recited.
Yes, feeling is key. Feel the comfort of your bed, the taste of your coffee, the simple fact that you woke up to a new day.
Mm.
Really connect with the feeling, the warmth of it.
And then there's the advanced practice mentioned.
Yeah.
Gratitude in advance.
This is powerful. Being grateful for things you desire as if they're already yours.
So if you're dealing with a health challenge,
You express deep, sincere gratitude for your perfect health and boundless energy. If you desire a loving partner, you give thanks for the joy and connection of my wonderful relationship.
even if it feels completely counter to current reality.
Especially then. According to the book, this demonstrates unwavering faith. It aligns your vibration completely with the desired outcome, signaling its inevitable arrival.
Okay, so putting it all together, mind mastery, feeling the end state, gratitude. What does the daily blueprint look like? Can we give listeners a kind of roadmap based on the book?
Sure. It's actually quite simple in structure, though it requires consistency.
So, morning, first thing.
No phone. Straight into gratitude. Maybe 5 things you have, 5 things you want. Phrases if you already have them. Feel it. Then 10, 15 minutes of visualization. Really feel that end result. Get into the movie. This sets your vibrational tone for the day.
Okay. Then, during the day,
Vigilance. Be the detective. Catch those negative thought patterns as they arise. Maybe something triggers you at work or in traffic.
use the interrupt.
Yes, snap your fingers, say cancel, whatever works for you. Immediately follow with your chosen replacement affirmation. It's about constant, gentle course correction. And also, look for small things to be grateful for throughout the day. A good cup of tea, sunshine, anything.
And the evening routine.
Definitely avoid mindless scrolling or news that fills your head with negativity before sleep. Instead, maybe review your day, find 3 things that went well, however small.
Acknowledge the wins.
Exactly. And then, as you're drifting off to sleep, replay that mental movie of your accomplished goal. Let the feeling of success and peace be the last thing in your consciousness.
What about bad days? Days where it feels impossible, where the old feelings just rush back in.
Ah, that's crucial. The book stresses compassion here. If you have an off day, do not beat yourself up. That's just feeding the old pattern of self-criticism. Be gentle. Acknowledge the feeling. Ah, there's that old familiar thought pattern again. Thank it for showing up, maybe, but then lovingly, gently pivot back. Back to gratitude, back to your affirmation, back to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's about the direction you're facing, not about achieving instant perfection.
Every gentle correction is a win.
A huge win.
This really reframes everything. This book makes it clear that the inferiority feeling, it was never really real in the first place, just like a dense fog hiding the sun that was always there.
Your inherent worth and power.
And the keys to lifting that fog are mastering the mind, living from the feeling of the end result, and just bathing everything in gratitude.
That's the essence of it. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings create your vibration creates your life experience. It's presented as a straightforward, workable formula.
So the power is truly internal.
Completely. Which leads to a final thought for you, the listener, to maybe mull over based on everything we've unpacked from this book.
Oh.
If the feeling is the cause, and the manifestation, the external result, is just the effect, what single high-frequency feeling, maybe joy, maybe confidence, peace, abundance, whatever resonates, what feeling will you deliberately choose to generate and hold on to just for the next hour, regardless of what's happening around you physically right now?
Just for an hour.
Just for an hour. Making that conscious, intentional choice to feel good first. Well, according to this book, that's the very first step in consciously creating the life you truly desire. It's reclaiming your power as the conductor.